Hi everyone! Welcome to The Echoes of Literature. In this episode, we are going to hear the echo of Declaration of Innocence. The Declaration of Innocence is from the Egyptian Book of the Dead, a collection of ancient texts that were meant to help people enter the afterlife. This part of the book comes from spell 125, where a person who has died has to prove they lived a good and honest life, admitting they never did any of the 42 sins. The person who died stands before 42 gods in the underworld. They have to say a list of things they did not do, especially a sin in their life. This is why it's also called the negative confession. These confessions were meant to show that the person was morally clean and deserved to enter the afterlife. The Egyptians believed that after someone died, their heart would be weighed against a feather that represented the goddess of truth and balance. These confessions weren't just about big crimes. Some were about smaller things like not being rude, not speaking badly, or not polluting the water. This shows that ancient Egyptians cared a lot about how people treated each other and the world around them. Summing it up, this is about proving you were a good person. It was part of ancient Egyptians' belief that only the righteous could have a happy afterlife. It teaches us that values like honesty, kindness, and respect were just as important years ago as they are today. In the analyzation, the Declaration of Innocence is a part of the ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead, where the dead person declares that they have not committed certain sins before being judged by the gods. Although it is a religious test, we can also look at it from our perspectives. It helps us understand how people think about right and wrong, their sense of self, and their feelings about death. In the declaration, the deceased lists things they did not do like lying, stealing, or killing. This reminds us of how the human mind works when it comes to following rules and the feeling guilty or not. By saying what they didn't do, the person is showing that they have a clear conscience and have tried to follow these rules. This can be seen as a kind of self-check where the person reviews their actions to feel good about themselves or to convince the gods they deserve a good afterlife. Also, it shows how people deal with fear or death. Facing death can be scary, so people try to feel in control by proving they lived a good life. This reflects how society's rules shape a person's identity. By declaring innocence, the person reveals they belong to that culture and follow its values. It shows how our sense of who we are is connected to the groups and beliefs we belong to. In conclusion, the Declaration of Innocence is not just a religious statement but also a way to understand how people think about morality, themselves, and death. It unveils the inner struggle to be a good person, the fear of death, and the importance of fitting into society. We can see how ancient people dealt with challenges that are still part of being human today.